Keith, I work with a lot of guys that oversee wastewater treatment plants and sewer lines, and I know from dealing with those guys that one of the biggest problems that you run into is having to deal with your lift stations. The big problem that you've got is you've got restaurants and homes that are constantly frying and cooking grease and sending that and other waste materials down into your lift stations to run them up over the hill. And the problem is all of that grease and stuff just gets in there, coagulates and backs up, and it causes a horrible stink, but even more important, it can completely back up your lines and your sewer system. And of course, once that happens, you're up at midnight going to take care of an issue that you wish you didn't have to take care of. At CHEMCO, one of the big problems, there's a lot of stuff out there on the market that is supposed to take care of that problem, but the biggest complaint that I hear from guys is it doesn't stay in the lift station long enough to actually take care of the problem. The reason for it is most of those products are very thin, and so they work on the surface of the water or below. And with the way your lift stations run, it runs through the system way too fast. Well, at CHEMCO, we've got a great solution for that. It's a product that we make ourselves called Lift Clean. And I've got this bottle right here to show you exactly how Lift Clean works. Now, this is basically set up the same way your lift station is. You've got the station itself, and in it you've got the water that rises up and down. What the Lift Clean does is, as you can see, it actually floats on the top of the water. So because it floats on the top of the water, it's not running through the system as fast. That means it stays in place. Now watch when I do this. Now your lift station will never turn upside down like this.
You didn't turn in time.
Notice how it all floats right back to the top. Because it stays on the top of the water, on the surface, it won't run through your system. And as a degreaser, let me show you how well that works. I'm just going to take a little bit right here. Now, one of the things that you have to deal with in your lift stations is grease balls. And that's basically what this packing peanut is. It's just a compress, it's basically a grease ball. And you get a whole bunch of those in your lift station, you've got a problem. Now watch this. I'm going to take this grease, and that, for that little cap, that's a lot of grease, isn't it? Look how it just goes through and eats that right up. Now another thing that you have in your city is you've got all kinds of restaurants. And they're cooking and frying things. I know you've got at least several Kentucky Fried Chickens, you've got Taco Bell's, you've got McDonald's. All of those places fry foods. And this is very similar to the grease that you deal with on that they run through your system. Notice how that Lift Clean is just, look at that. See what it does to that grease? It completely takes care of it and eliminates all of that grease. So as you put this in, not only is it going to degrease, but it's going to stay in your system much longer. On top of that, it's a deodorizer, and it also removes all of the buildup of gases that run in the lift station. We've got a gentleman in Maryville, Illinois, that when he started using this product, the first thing that came out of his mouth is he went to that bad lift station that always gave him problems, and it smelled like a cherry. Check out that cherry scent. Isn't that nice? Very good. Keith, how does that product look to you?
Looks good.
Very good. Well, Keith, this is a product that we manufacture, and we package it in bulk. Now normally we package it in a 55-gallon drum or a 35-gallon half drum, or if you'd like, I can get you set up with a little 35 or 20-gallon pony drum. What works best for you?
Let me first try one of those little pony drums.
You bet.